Hello beautiful people, my name is Jane and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about what a good and a bad relationship have in common. Most times people are in bad relationships, they don't realize. And most times people are in good relationships, but because of some minor setbacks, they don't realize that they actually have a good thing going. So what we're going to be talking about are the things that a good and a bad relationship have in common and why it might be difficult to distinguish between these two types of love, of relationship, because I can call it bad relationship love. So first one is, in a good relationship and a bad relationship, you are told that you're loved and you believe it. The only difference is that in a good relationship you actually feel loved. You actually have that warm feeling within you that tells you that you're loved. But in a bad relationship, when they tell you you're loved, you look for meaning in the love. You look for the love in the things that they do. You try to convince yourself of their love. But in a good relationship, you already know it because you feel it. In a bad relationship, you try to give it meaning by finding things that you can say, okay, if he does this and this, that means, yeah, he actually does love me. Or even him treating you bad, you try to justify it and tell yourself that it also means that he loves you or she loves you. The next one is, in a good relationship and a bad relationship, effort is needed. It's not as if when you're in a good relationship, you know you're in a good relationship because you don't need to work hard, you don't need to put in work to keep your love going. It's like watering a plant you have. So in both, effort is needed. The only difference is that in a good relationship, your effort moves you forward, moves you to the next level, brings growth with it. But in a bad relationship, your efforts often drain you. Your efforts often leave you feeling emotionally bankrupt. Your efforts often don't mean anything. So that's the difference. The third one is, in a good relationship, you believe it can only get better. In a bad relationship, you also believe the same thing. It can only get better. But the difference is that in a good relationship, you can actually see how it can get better. Because when you look back from where it started, how it's progressing, you believe you can see how it's going to get better. Because you can see the progression, how it has been going so far. But in a bad relationship, you believe it can only get better, but you're just putting your hope on nothing. You're just hoping it can only get better because it has been so bad. It can only get better. And you feel the need to stick around for when it actually gets better. But when you look back, you can see that it has always been one step forward, 3 steps backwards, or no step forward, just backwards. But for some reason, because you're in love, because you want to be there, you tell yourself that it can only get better. The next one is, you believe every bad experience is going to be the last. In a good relationship, your partner is not perfect. Somebody cannot just meet you and just know everything about you, the things you like and the things that you don't like. Maybe you're somebody that always like to be punctual. Your partner is not that punctual. When you guys met, you didn't know this thing about each other. An incident might happen. You want to be early to something, and because of your partner, you actually went late. And it's something you don't like, right? So now there's a misunderstanding. So it now depends on how you work it out, how you talk to each other, how you make each other understand. This is the thing for me. The other person putting in the effort to make sure that next time they don't make you go late to something important to you. Now, that's a good relationship. It's not as if it's not going to happen. It's not as if there's not going to be that time where there's a misunderstanding or argument or something, but it's the way you work it out. That's what determines, that's what makes it a good relationship. And the fact that once you've told them that this is a thing for me, I don't like being late, they always make that effort whenever they're going out with you to be punctual, to be early. That effort is what makes a good relationship. Now, for a bad relationship, you believe every bad experience is going to be the last, but that's not the case. Most times when something bad happens, let's use the same scenario. You're somebody that likes to be punctual and your partner makes you go late to an event that was very important to you, and you try to say, oh, I don't like it, often escalates to something else. Like, why? What are you trying to say? This, that. It blows out of proportion. It gets to the extent that it's not even supposed to get to. That's how you know that this is a bad relationship. And then before you know it, from just one statement, it gets to another. And then something that could have been talked about and settled now prolongs to weeks and months, and it's a bad relationship. And you feel like, if I'm able to say, okay, I'm not punctual again, we can go late anytime, that means that it's going to be the last time people are going to have an explosion. That's not the case. Next time is even going to be worse, and it's not going to be far off before the next time you should. That's how you know a bad relationship. The next one is, you don't want to let go. Whether you're in a good relationship or a bad relationship, there's a very high chance that you don't want to let go. You don't want to be without them for whatever reason that you have. Most times, even a bad relationship has its good moments. That's the truth. A good relationship also has its bad moments. But like I said earlier, it's how these things get settled and where you go from there that will determine whether it's healthy to stick around or not. Even though you might not want to let go of a bad relationship because you feel like, you know what, he just needs to realize that I'm a ride or die. He just needs to realize that I really mean it when I say I love him. Or she just needs to realize that I'm always going to be here no matter what. Then she would finally open up and realize that I love her and she would change. It's a very big risk that you're taking, to be honest with you. I'm not going to say stand up and leave, walk away, even though that's like the best option. But because at the end of the day, you're the one that knows what's best for you, the one that knows why you're there. But whatever reason why you feel like you're there, one thing I need you to think about today is the fact that you deserve better. And there's actually better for you out there. You're there being with somebody that makes you cry more than he makes you laugh, or makes you cry more than she makes you laugh. Because it's not as if it's only girls that find themselves in bad relationships. Guys do. Even though guys might not always speak up as much as girls do, the truth is these things happen to guys just as much as it happens to girls. So if you find yourself in a situation where the person that you're with hurts you more than they love you, makes you cry more than they make you laugh, makes you feel inadequate, not up to standard, not good enough, all those things, you might think, what are my options? Or if I leave here now and go to another relationship, maybe the same thing will still happen, which is true. But another angle to look at it is that what happens in your relationship, you might not know it, but it affects every other part of your life. It affects your work, it affects your career, it affects your relationship with other people as well. If you're with somebody that is constantly putting you down, making you lose trust and believe in yourself, it affects every other area of your life. So why should something that's supposed to be a fraction, a part of your life now, rule over your whole life? Walking away, maybe in a bad situation, is not the easiest thing to do, but if it must be done, it must be done. At the end of the day, the decision is yours, whatever you decide to do. But like I said, you deserve better. You deserve happiness. You deserve love. Even if it's just the one that you can give yourself, you do deserve it. Don't waste so much love on somebody that does not deserve it and deprive yourself of all the love that you could give yourself. Because self-love is underrated. Self-love is really underrated. People don't know how deep self-love goes. So thank you guys for watching this video. I know there are so many other things, so many other similarities that exist between a good and a bad relationship that makes it hard for people to be able to say, this is a bad relationship most times. But the bottom line is that it's all in the way you feel. It's all in the way you're being treated. But mostly it's in the way arguments, misunderstandings get settled. Because there will always be conflict. There will always be. It happens with siblings. Is it not with lovers that it will not happen? There's a lot that you can learn and you can see from the way things get settled between you guys. From the beginning, when there wasn't much understanding and knowledge of each other, it might be a little bit shaky. But as time goes on, it's supposed to get better. Because you can't be with somebody that is constantly draining you, making you feel emotional pain. So if there are other ones that I missed, similarities between these two, then comment in the comment section and let me know. I know there are so many more of them. So thank you again for watching this video. Please check out some of my other videos. Give this video a like and share it. Share it with your friends, your family, every other person you feel like they should see it. And if you want to see more of my videos and get notified when I drop them, I drop videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Please hit the red subscribe button, touch the bell icon to turn on notification, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.